I'm Ann Gaither, and this is my presentation on capnography and EMS. So this is me at Westlake in front of the fire truck. I've been at Westlake since June of 2019 and Community Fire Department since August of 2020. I like staying up to date on medical discoveries and stuff like that. I just learned about capnography, so I thought that I would do my presentation on that. And so what is capnography? It's this fun little thing right here, and it measures the amount of carbon dioxide in the bloodstream. So it can be really useful in the diagnosis of all EMS patients and really just all patients in general. So as you can see here, this would be a regular reading, and this one doesn't look quite as good. So you can tell that the bottom one is worrisome. And basically this means that the person is not breathing and their ventilation is not adequate. So this is the most reliable way to make sure that your advanced airway is secure and it's not leaking or anything like that. This is what a regular waveform looks like. And these are all the different things that capnography can tell you, if that is there. And so the first example of things that capnography can be useful in is ET tube placement, and that's intubating the patient, and it can be done before or after they're unconscious. So it's a very difficult task and it takes a long time to master. So yes, this gives us a good way to quickly know if your intervention is working. So there was a research study done, and Langhans showed that the use of capnography in a randomized study showed better outcomes for detecting tube displacement and for assuring proper placement. And so capnography is actually a lot more accurate than SpO2 in the amount of time that it takes to get the information. So the next thing that it is useful for is bronchospasms or asthma or COPD. It's a symptom of those. So this is where you get the name shark fin from. And if you can go to the next slide, this is what it looks like, and this is an indication of bronchospasms. And you're not getting a really good exhale right there at the beginning. So the muscles of lungs tighten and narrows airway, and like I said, asthma and COPD. So treatment, you want to open the airway, dry the secretions, and reduce inflammation, so you're going to give albuterol for bronchodilation. And the last thing that it is super useful for is CPR. So chest compressions and ROSC. Next slide. So it can help show if you're getting adequate depth in your compressions. And for ROSC, which is the return of spontaneous circulation, this is when someone's heart stops and then it starts again and their blood is circulating again and they come back to life. And this is what the goal of every CPR is. I myself have had one ROSC. That's great. So yeah, it's gonna look like this, and then it's all of a sudden just gonna jump up and get a lot bigger, and then you know that you have life. Yes, just another picture of what it looks like when their heart starts again. So yes, it can also help predict mortality and show whether or not someone is actually dead. It is just one way to confirm that.